Two masters of the sky. One's basically a feathered missile, capable of diving faster than a Formula One car. The other's a flying tank, massive wings, bone-crushing talons, and the kind of presence that makes other birds rethink their life choices. The Peregrine Falcon and the Golden Eagle, two of nature's top-tier sky predators. One hunts with speed that breaks records, the other dominates with power that breaks bones. One is the fastest creature on Earth, the other, one of the strongest birds to ever live. But here's the real question. If these two aerial legends ever crossed paths, who would win? Could speed really outmatch strength? Or would pure muscle send the smaller bird tumbling? Let's find out. The falcons and the eagles, both raptors, both supreme aerial predators, yet their roots trace back to separate branches of evolution. The peregrine falcon comes from the Falconidae family, under the order Falconiformes, which technically makes it closer to parrots and songbirds than to eagles or hawks. So that hooked beak, the curved talons, the killer's gaze, that's not shared ancestry. That's convergent evolution, nature's way of saying, if something works, reinvent it. The golden eagle, on the other hand, belongs to the Accipitridae family, order Accipitriformes, the same clan as hawks, kites, and buzzards. The peregrine falcon, or Falco peregrinus, is a relatively young species, only around 2 million years old, but it's conquered pretty much every continent except Antarctica and is the most widespread raptor in the world. The deserts, mountains, coastlines, even cities. Skyscrapers have become its cliffs, and pigeons, its favorite prey. In a way, the falcon has turned the modern skyline into its hunting ground. Meanwhile, the golden eagle, or Aquila chrysaetos, has been around for millions of years, ancient, respected, and built different. It's a living symbol of power across cultures. Romans carried its image into battle. Mongols trained them to hunt. Native Americans saw it as sacred. Wherever humans looked up and saw this bird, the message was clear. This is the king of the mountains. Now, let's talk stats. And spoiler, the golden eagle is a monster. A big female can weigh over 6.5 kilograms. That's around 15 pounds, with a wingspan reaching 2.3 meters. Its wings are broad and fingered, designed for staying up there all day, gliding over mountain ranges like a boss. And those talons? They can clamp down with over 400 psi, about as strong as a wolf's bite, enough to crush the skull of a fox or break the spine of a small deer. Enter the peregrine falcon, smaller, lighter, and far more aerodynamic. Males weigh around 600 grams, while females reach about 1.2 kilograms, barely a sixth of the eagle's mass. But what it lacks in size, it more than makes up for in engineering brilliance. Long, narrow wings built like fighter jet blades, a compact, bullet-shaped body, and a tail that acts like an air brake and steering fin at the same time. In a dive, or what bird nerds call a stoop, this thing can hit 390 kilometers per hour. That's 242 miles per hour. It's the fastest living animal on Earth. Nothing else even comes close. And to survive that kind of speed, its body has insane adaptations. Tiny bony cones in its nostrils that regulate airflow, the same design engineers use in jet engines. It has a third eyelid, a transparent membrane that works like a pair of built-in goggles, and vision so sharp it can spot prey 2 kilometers away. One rules through raw strength, the other through aerodynamics and precision. Different builds, same purpose, absolute domination of the air. Where they live says a lot about how they hunt. The golden eagle is all about space. Mountains, cliffs, high deserts, open valleys. Basically, anywhere it can ride thermal winds and see for miles. Its eyesight is no joke. Each eagle's eye has about 1 million photoreceptor cells per square millimeter. That's 5 times more than ours. From the height of a 10-story building, it can spot a rabbit moving below, or it can detect motion from over 3 kilometers away. Golden eagles are also territorial. A single pair can rule over 200 square kilometers, defending it from intruders, including other eagles. The peregrine falcon, though, total opposite. It's the adaptable one, thriving in cliffs, coasts, mountains, and now cities. Urban skylines mimic cliffs, and pigeons are practically flying takeout. In fact, some of the fastest dives ever recorded came from city falcons, using skyscrapers as their launch pads. They live in different layers of the sky. Eagles soar high and wide. Falcons rule the vertical world. Here's where things get wild. The golden eagle is a tactician. It soars silently, scanning for movement. Once it locks onto prey, rabbit, fox, marmot, sometimes even young deer, it dives at around 240 kilometers per hour. Not quite falcon speed, but still terrifying. It doesn't need to be faster, it just needs to be stronger. When it hits, it grabs with talons that crush like a bear trap. It's been seen attacking foxes, ibex, and even wolves. Eagles don't just rely on brute force, they use strategy. Golden eagles have been observed knocking mountain goats off cliffs, using gravity itself as a weapon. That's not just instinct, that's intelligence. Their success rate? Somewhere between 20 to 30%, not bad, considering they often go for prey larger than themselves. For thousands of years, Kazakh falconers have trained golden eagles to hunt wolves, a 4,000-year-old partnership between man and raptor that still exists today. The peregrine falcon, on the other hand, is pure precision. Once it spots its prey, maybe a pigeon, duck, or even another falcon, it climbs high, sometimes over a kilometer above its target. Then it folds its wings, locks its body into a teardrop shape, and plummets. It punches the prey midair with clenched talons at over 300 kilometers per hour, killing it instantly from impact alone. Imagine being hit by a 1-kilogram hammer falling from a 20-story building. That's what it feels like. Then, before the body even hits the ground, the falcon swoops down, catches it midair, and flies off. And it almost never misses. Studies estimate up to 80% success. Their brains calculate trajectory and motion faster than a fighter jet's guidance computer. But they're doing it by instinct. No wonder they've been the royal favorites of falconry for thousands of years. From the deserts of Central Asia to medieval Europe, the peregrine was the top choice. Loyal, fast, and frighteningly intelligent. In short, both are perfect, just in different ways. What happens if these two actually meet? It's rare, but it's not impossible. They share territory in places like Europe, North America, and Central Asia, and there have been a few recorded encounters. On paper, the golden eagle should win easily. 6 times heavier, longer reach, one good grab, and the falcon's done. But the peregrine's not dumb. It's smaller, faster, and insanely agile. If it attacks first, it could hit, retreat, and circle again before the eagle can even turn. In a quick skirmish, the falcon could score a few hits, but if the fight drags out, the eagle's endurance wins. It has more mass, more power, and a lot more patience. In reality, these encounters usually end with one backing off. Peregrines defend their nests fiercely, but rarely push their luck against eagles. Golden eagles, meanwhile, won't waste energy on smaller birds unless it's food or a threat. So if it ever happens, it's not an epic mid-air war. It's more like a few warning dives, a chase, and both birds flying away like, yeah, not today. At the end of the day, the golden eagle and the peregrine falcon aren't rivals. They're two sides of the same masterpiece. The eagle, patient, powerful, built to rule the highlands. The falcon, quick, precise, engineered for the hunt. It's not about who would win, it's about how each one became perfect in its own way. And while the skies are their kingdom, the story doesn't end there, because next, we're heading down from the clouds to the forests, where 2 striped heavyweights are busy proving who's the boss. The Siberian tiger and the Bengal tiger. Same species, totally different worlds. Who's the real king of cats? Click the video on your screen and find out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts.